one of these regular Australian soldiers turns up to one of these jungle camps and he sees a guy being dragged out, alleged to be a collaborator, and they chop his head off right in front of him. He immediately orders the arrest of the Australian Special Forces guy and says, you're gonna be court-martialed for this, mate. And it has to go all the way to the top of the Australian Army, a guy called General Blamey, to sort that one out. So anyway, the Japanese do, of course, turn on the Dayaks. They get minimal help from the Australian Army. There's lots of slaughter. There's lots of ambushes. There's lots of horror. And it achieves virtually nothing. And then, to go to your question, finally, it was chosen over another mission to save the men in Sandakan. This is a very well-known story in Australia. And in the years after the Second World War, it was a big political story. There was a very bitter argument about this, but it's kind of been forgotten about in recent decades. Now, again, as I say, I may go a bit further than Christine in my analysis, because I don't know if this mission would have succeeded. It may have been a complete disaster. But we're talking, February, March, April 1945, the Allies have total domination of the air and the sea. Similar missions have been tried elsewhere, and they had worked to get people out of these camps. The Australians knew that men were being massacred and more massacres were coming, and yet they chose to do this sort of weird colonial headhuntery thing instead. And then, of course, after the war, it comes out and there's a big row in the papers. All the relatives of the men who died at Sandakan, 2,500. There were 6 survivors. 6. Why was this mission not done to help our mates? And nobody wants to talk about it.